It's not clickbait at all, by the way, and here's the tweet that led me down this path of research. And it's been a hot minute since I've thrown a good stone-filled tomato at AI companies, so they've had this slander a brewing. AI companies are constantly trying to feed their Gobbler King AI models more and more data as much as possible so that it improves their accuracy. Basically trial and erroring until you actually get something good. Also, with all the data that they've consumed so far, their accuracy has not really improved. Just ask it to spell strawberry. How many R's are in strawberry? 2.
Moron.
So the new way that AI data companies are gathering more of this information is from physical media. That way, you know, it's a little bit more accurate and, I don't know, human generated with certainty. I'll get into that. This data gathering process off of physical media involves them buying books, destroying them, scanning their pages, and then just throwing out the rest. They are literally breaking the bindings of books in order to scan the pages that fall out of those bindings and just recycle the rest. Now, that might sound like a pretty brutal process, and that's because by definition, they are just destroying books, all to farm more data. I think it's actually insane to think that, let's just say I wanted to create like a humanoid robot, and in order to build said robot, I need to know how humans function. So in order to figure out how humans function for my robot, I would like to gather up as many humans, I'd like to cut them up into little pieces, and I'd like to feed their limbs into a meat grinder one-on-one that just processes their limbs, and hopefully I figure it all out. Sounds great. Sounds really good. Yep.
Sounds awesome.
All in hopes to have a slightly more accurate working robot. Now, it's that, except with books. Except you're literally just destroying history instead of just brutalizing a human. But it stands. It stands. Well, you might be wondering. And you might be wondering, why 3 wells? I am so happy you've asked. You might be asking yourself why they're opting for physical books instead of just constantly scanning digital media. And it's not because they've scanned it all. No. It's much worse than that. The reason they are going out and destroying books specifically is because they can trust that books in their physical form aren't AI generated. That's right, the reason they are ripping apart physical books and physical media in lieu of scanning online digital copies of things is because 50% of the internet and like anything created in a web space is either AI generated itself or altered by AI. I've put a link to that article where that statistic comes from in the description, but I'll also put it on screen. So they've realized they've polluted the internet with so much slop that they can no longer trust the internet as a source for their slop making machines to go farm slop off of. So, of course, logically, the next step would be to buy as many books as you possibly can, break the bindings by cutting them off, having the pages fall out, feeding all of those loose pages into a scanner, and then just throwing out the rest. Right. The logical next step. Destroying books, of course. I would like to make a quick mention. Hello, the sleepy guy. Project Panama. That is the title for Anthropic's secret project that they've been working on to basically do this whole process that I've been explaining. We'll call it the Book Explosion Project. As reporters have followed and reported on this process, mainly from the Washington Post, there's reports that this process of gathering as many books, scanning them and destroying them and uploading them, all of that, they plan to do this to over 2 million books through a 6-month period. And that's not something that's completed. That is ongoing. This is their timeline to keep cycling forward, where they want to gather as many books and just obliterate them as fast as possible, essentially. 2 million. I'm not joking. That is like, I want that number to hang here for a second. That's 2 million books in 6 months, 4 million a year. And of course, I have the article for this exact statistic and project linked down below, but like, this is mainly done by a lot of digging by Washington Post reporters who have found out that Anthropic is just actively
hating humanity.
This project was only uncovered by investigative journalists that are at the Washington Post who went in and like uncovered this entire project, digging up how bad it was. They did all this hard work to uncover that this company just has no integrity and they are the antithesis to human like ingenuity and creation. For a total reference, these guys, they banned books. They burned, they destroyed books. Now, as humans, I think it was generally understood as our critical rule, you don't want to be them. They're bad. Now, some of you might be wondering that how are they allowed to just keep doing this? Now, this is all held up through copyright law. So a lot of this has hit courts, and the courts have come back and said, you're allowed to buy books and you can do what you want with them because of copyright. Because technically, yes, it's physical media and you own it at that point. You can do what you want with it. So, meaning if you have enough money, you can just do whatever you want. You can literally be evil if you have enough money. So, as I wrap up here, I would like to clarify Anthropic is the leader in this. They are the ones who really started this process of scanning physical media and just destroying it afterwards. So, once that has hit courts, there are a lot of people that have also started following. So, here are a few companies that are literally just copying this process and or providing value to this process. The first one being ISBNDB. Doesn't really ring a bell, such as like Anthropic or Google or Meta, does it? That is because it's their like secret company that they're using to buy all the books in their name and then pass them off to Anthropic to burn and scan and destroy them. Why would I want to put my company's name on the bad parts of my company? What the heck is that about? I don't want to do that. That's terrible. Another one that is doing this is Zoom Books, who is acquiring a lot of books and just turning them into raw data, basically just destroying them afterwards. Epic. And of course, because they can never go forth and innovate themselves, they have to wait till someone else puts their foot in the fucking fire. Meta is doing this as well. They've patiently waited till this was upheld in court and then are basically following the same process with physical media where they scan, upload it, and just get rid of it afterwards. So that's super epic. That's essentially where I'm going to leave you. I don't really have many other notes of this except for the fact that I wanted to share how insane this process was because I mean, it genuinely seems like nothing's going to stop this. Really. They can be held up in court. They can literally be evil as, like, again, as picturesque as evil gets. And it doesn't seem like they're going to get any sort of backlash besides public outcry. So here is my public outcry. Anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you are here, super big thank you to you. It means a lot, especially with my videos getting a little bit more serious and still remaining a little fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you wanted to click any buttons, go do that. So anyways, see you. And another thank you to you if you're here. Very epic. Again, double thank yous. Yeah, cool. Goodbye.